Hello and welcome to the hair tutorial channel, and I'm Chris, and on today's video we're going to be looking at a quick simple razor cut. So whether you're new to razoring or you just want something really quick and simple, then this is the video for you. Now don't forget, this channel is not sponsored. It relies on your likes, comments and subscriptions to help it grow. So why not smash that like, subscribe and notification button for weekly videos on everything hairdressing. Okay, so as you can see here, we've got our head block, and this head block has been through the ringer. I've used it on a number of occasions for different things, and it's about time that she sort of had her final look. So we're going to be doing this with just our razor, and then I'm going to give her just a very quick semi-permanent color and blow dry it and present it to you. So now when it comes to razoring, this is something that I actually struggled with for a number of years. I was very sort of classically trained in precision cutting, and razoring really worried me for quite a long time. And I think I spent about 2 years actually doing a haircut with my scissors and then redoing the haircut following my guideline using a razor to give it that soft razored effect. And to be honest, this really did help me, and there was nothing wrong with doing that. Obviously it made my cuts a little bit longer, however it gave me the confidence because I was following a cut that I knew and a guideline that I knew. Now also as well, when it comes to razoring, there are many razors, everything from £3 up to whatever you want to pay. However, the majority of them have disposable blades, and these blades are made by Wilkinson Sword. So really, whether you have a £3 razor or a £300 razor, if you're using a Wilkinson Sword blade, it doesn't matter. What you're paying for is the ergonomics and the styling of that razor. And there are also different types of razor. So on this razor, we actually sort of have a safety guard on it. So as you can see, it's not a totally exposed razor. It has some pieces similar really to something like a pair of thinning scissors. So it's going to give you a softer effect. When you go in with this, you're far less likely to take a big sort of chunk out of the hair, which I think is what most people are afraid of. And like I said, there are lots of different types of razors: short, long, handle, no handle. This again was like £4 off of Amazon. I'll link it below. You then have something that is just an open razor. So as you can see, there's no guard on that. It is just a purely open razor blade. So what this means obviously is, if maybe you're new and you're not that confident with it, start with something like the safety razor and then maybe move up to this, or switch between the two, and it will give you different sorts of effects. Again, I like this one because it's very similar to sort of holding a pair of scissors, and I feel that I have a lot of control. And again, this was just £5, and I'll link this in the description below as well. Okay, so started by damping the block down, and I've taken a section, I've sectioned off just behind the ear, and then I've taken a section down the middle, and this is going to be our guide. So I'm going to start at the front because I do have a little bit of a fringe from something else that I did, and so I'm going to use that and gauge my length from that. So I'm going to start off again, like I said, by using the safety razor. It's entirely up to you. Okay, so you can see that we have a really nice shattered line. Now when I'm coming in, I'm putting the razor in at a 45-degree angle. What you want to do is just come in at that sort of 45 degrees and just work on the hair. Take another section, and we're going to over direct now every section horizontally back to our middle. Okay, so now as you can see, we've reached sort of our last section, and if I bring that up actually on this haircut, what you're gonna notice is it doesn't actually quite make it. There's a few tiny little bits. Okay, but like I said, if you have longer hair, don't forget to over direct more if you want to keep this length on the perimeter. All right, so now we're going to repeat that on the other side. Okay, so as you can see, with both sides done, we're already getting a really nice shattered effect. So now we're going to move on to the back, and we're going to work around in orange segments. Now, if you struggle with understanding sort of the concept of the orange segments, you're taking a central point and just cake, if you don't want to use the word orange, moving around like this. So we'll take a little bit of a guide now from our front section. Again, I do take quite large sections, one just because, you know, I know that people don't particularly watch videos for a very long period of time, but also as well, I have got quite large hands and I can sort of handle quite large sections when I'm doing it. So we're going to pull this up, okay, and what you should see is you have a guide from the front, and you're just going to follow that guide now. And like I said, if you wanted to, you could cut this haircut with your scissors, and then you could go back in and break it up and shatter it with a razor. So if you're new to razor cutting and you're sort of a little bit nervous about doing it and you want a little bit more structure, like I said, I did that to begin with, just to give myself sort of a little bit of confidence. If ever you can't see your guide, whether that's with coloring, cutting or anything, always just go back and re-find it. But again, just as long as you bring it in the 45-degree angle, and to begin with, maybe use the safety razor. Now, as you can see, because of the length of this block from previous things, the perimeter of the haircut isn't coming into it, so it's not causing me a problem. Again, getting a nice shattered haircut. Okay, and again, we're going to repeat that orange segment on this side of the head. Okay, so here's our sort of overall effect. Very quick, very simple, very easy to do. Okay, it's got a nice lot of movement, it's got a nice lot of texture through it, but I'm not finished. So you could now go through and you could use your razor and you can sort of detail around the edges, or you could dry this off and then go back in and sort of do the detailing with your scissors instead. So I'm going to pop a quick semi-permanent color over this just to give me more of a sort of a global look. It is going to pick up sort of lighter on the highlighted pieces that go through the haircut. Then I'm going to dry it off, and then we'll come back and we'll have a look and we'll do some detailing on it when it's dry. So I just quickly put a bit of product in, and I use my large paddle brush just to wrap dry the hair off, just to smooth it down and help me speed up the drying time. And there's your finished result. So now it would just be a case of going back through and detailing it to how you want. Whether you want a shorter fringe, whether you want an arc fringe, a side fringe, and just really sort of tidying up the perimeter of the haircut if that didn't get touched during the haircut. Now, as you become more confident, of course, you can go in even deeper with the razor. I was just sort of razoring the sort of the 1.5 inch ends to give me a very soft haircut. But the more confident you become, sort of every other section, you can go in a little bit deeper to add even more dimension and texture to it. But all in all, a very quick, a very simple, a very easy haircut that gives her an amazing result. And don't forget, if you've enjoyed this video and found it useful, please like, subscribe and hit the notification button. And also, why not check out some of these other videos coming up.